My name is Roxanne, the Tiny Taster, and today's recipe is chicken stroganoff. Chicken stroganoff is a classic recipe. Everybody loves it. It's nice and creamy and rich. You can also make this vegetarian. You just skip out the chicken completely and you add mushrooms, maybe some more veg. I'll put a link down below to the detailed recipe on my website, thetinytaster.com. I'll leave the link down below, so you'll also get options if you want to make this chicken free or meat free and leave it just vegetarian. But also measurements, step-by-step instructions, everything is written in this blog post, so make sure you check that out. I hope you enjoy this recipe. It is delicious. It makes for a great lunch or dinner. If you do, please give this video a big fat like, subscribe to my channel, share this with all your friends, and most importantly, leave me a comment. I love to hear from you guys. So without any further ado, let's get cooking. For this recipe, you're going to need some boneless chicken. I've used chicken thighs. You're going to cut them up into strips or little pieces, and to that you will add in some oil along with some salt, pepper and chili flakes or paprika powder, and then just mix it all together. Once your chicken is marinated, get your pot and add some oil and then add in your marinated chicken to this, and you will cook it for a total of about 10 to 12 minutes. This is boneless chicken, so it does cook fast. About 12 minutes is a sweet spot. I like to spread it out a little bit and then cook it a little bit longer on one side before I start mixing it, because I like my chicken pieces to get a little bit charred, but you don't have to. You can cook it either which ways. Just let the chicken cook completely for about 10 to 12 minutes. And then once it's done, you will take it out into another plate. While your cooked chicken is resting in the same pot that has all the juices and all that lovely chicken bits, just add in some chopped onion. I should have added in a little bit of butter. I thought I didn't need it, but you definitely do. So please add in a little bit of butter just so that it melts and these onions cook down nicely. Once your onions have started to cook down nicely in that nice little buttery mix, add in some chopped garlic and cook it for another minute or two, toss it around, and then add in your sliced mushrooms. Let these mushrooms cook for a couple of minutes on high heat, and now we're going to make our roux and our gravy base. So to this, you're going to add in about 2 teaspoons of flour, all-purpose flour, and then stir it vigorously so that the flour cooks in with all this mushroom. There cannot be any raw bits of flour left, so just keep mixing it and cooking it down. And then simultaneously to this, you will add in about a cup or two of either chicken stock or wine or some broth, or even just water if you don't want to add any chicken. You want to leave this vegetarian, which I should have mentioned earlier, but chicken stock is ideal. Keep stirring this till the gravy thickens up slightly. It's not too thick, but it's not too thin either. You'll just keep stirring vigorously and you'll see it come together. And once it does, at this stage, you will add your cooked chicken back in. I should have mentioned earlier, if you wanted this to be vegetarian, which this particular recipe isn't, you just eliminate all the chicken elements and the mushroom is your hero. So it ends up being a mushroom stroganoff. You would just double the quantity of mushrooms instead. But we are doing a chicken stroganoff, so you'll add your chicken back in, and then of course you'll season it with some salt and pepper along with some Worcestershire sauce. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, Worcestershire sauce. Either which ways, it just gives it a little bit of color and some flavor depth. And then also a very crucial ingredient is some mustard. Dijon mustard is perfect, but I just use whatever I had on hand and then mix it all together. Now I noticed that my gravy is actually really thick, which is lovely if this was just going to be a chicken gravy dish, but we are making a stroganoff. I'm going to add in cream later. So I added in another cup of stock or water. Ideally, I should have just added 2 cups in the beginning. I did 1 cup then and 1 cup now, but I'll put all the details in the footnotes in my blog post, but 2 cups is fine. If you think it's too thick, you can just thin it out by adding more liquid, either stock, some wine, or even just water. And then to add a really nice hit of flavor, what I like to do is grate some nutmeg. Nutmeg is so underrated. It goes perfectly with this recipe, so don't forget to add that for sure. And then the last thing really is to add in your cream. It just elevates this dish. It takes it from a regular just chicken gravy to a chicken stroganoff and makes it nice and lush and thick. Of course, the cream tends to split a little, and sometimes here, now I made this recipe thrice because I just was not happy with the consistency. I thought it was too watery. So you can control how much stock you add in, but I still feel like this was okay because once this cools down a little bit, it starts to thicken up and becomes really heavy. So don't add too much cream, just a little bit of cream goes a long way. This is it. This is really the final touches to your stroganoff. I just added some chopped parsley. You don't really have to, but it was a bit of a garnish and it gave it a nice pop of color. And you will serve this hot. Mostly people eat this with rice. It's just a rice and chicken gravy. So I tried to make a little herb rice. It's just parsley with plain boiled rice, but you can have whatever rice that you like. You can make it more buttery if you want. And then just serve this on top, on the side. You could serve it separately. You could even just mop this up with nice thick crusty bread if that's what you prefer. But either which ways, I hope you enjoy this. And that is it. That is my chicken stroganoff recipe. I really hope you've enjoyed this. Trust me, I've tried this thrice. It is so good. It's a crowd pleaser. Hope you've enjoyed this. And as always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys very, very soon.